Hi, my name is Thomas. Welcome to Cheeky Kokako for another miniatures video. In this episode, I'm looking at the mini which I use for one of the beasts, the Squirrel. The stats for the Squirrel can be found in the Wild Beyond The Witchlight on page 36. The miniature that chose for my Squirrel was an unpainted metal mini from one of Reaper Miniatures packs, Familiar Pack 4, number 02756. Also included in that pack were a weasel, squirrel monkey, iguana, pseudo-dragon, pug dog, rabbit, and an imp-like creature. Most of those have now been painted as well for use in my game. The Squirrel Mini fits well onto a tiny base like it's meant to, so it fills all of my needs. I'm going to speak briefly about Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition animal stats. Sometimes I agree with them, often I do not, but I understand how the designers don't realize how dangerous or powerful or fast or whatever certain species of animals are. I'm willing to wager that none of them have ever worked around hyenas and snow leopards like I have, so I can forgive mistakes based on that. Sometimes, though, I wonder how much thought was put into some of the stats. The squirrel, for example, has the same stats as the weasel. Fair enough, you might think. They're about the same size. What are squirrels known for, though? Climbing. Yet weasels don't have a climbing speed. Squirrels that can't climb are called ground squirrels, which is not what was pictured in the book. So I have given squirrels in my game a climbing speed. Okay, grumble over. So I'll be honest, there are not a lot of squirrels in the published adventures. That's not why I painted a squirrel years ago. I painted a squirrel because I love squirrels, and so do loads of other people. I've just started a new campaign with a family, and what did the son say immediately? He wants his character to have a pet squirrel. And who had a pet squirrel already painted? Me. Because who doesn't love a squirrel? You don't need a squirrel villain, although how cool would that be? Because so many people love squirrels as pets or familiars or just an animal in the forest for their druid to speak with. Why does my squirrel have such weird colors, you may ask? I've worked with many squirrels over the years, and I decided to paint this one like a Prevost squirrel, Calocyrus prevostii, an attractive squirrel species which I've worked with and am very fond of. They come from the islands and surrounding areas between Asia and Australia and are absolutely beautiful. I also thought that their striking colors might help to identify them on such a teeny tiny little mini. As usual, for scale, Inchy Mc25mm Son the Stork is 1 inch tall from the bottom of its base, while the Summer Eladrin Mini will give an idea of the scale of the squirrel next to an average human-sized mini. In addition, the background image is Shivano Sunset, a reductive lino cut from internationally renowned wildlife artist Sherry York, who has kindly allowed me to use it as my backdrop. If you're looking for links to the minis in this video, you'll find them in the description. So that pretty much covers this miniature. I hope you found this video useful while looking at finishing your Dungeons & Dragons miniature collection. And if you have miniatures that you use and like for squirrels in your game, let us know what they are in the comments, and especially share with us if you bought a miniature and it didn't work out for some reason. Please tell us which minis they are and why they were a problem so others don't buy them. I'll catch you next time when I show you another miniature from my collection. Until then, this is Thomas for Cheeky Kokako.